On the bustling Aggrey Road in the heart of Port Harcourt, the scent of roasted plantain and grilled fish filled the air. Boma, a quiet yet strikingly beautiful young woman, sat by her small stand, diligently attending to her trade. Her eyes held secrets deeper than the ocean, but to everyone around her, she was just Boma, the boli seller. Despite her modest life, Boma carried herself with a grace that set her apart. The locals often gossiped about her enigmatic nature, but no one ever dared pry too deeply. She had arrived in the city 2 years earlier, seemingly out of nowhere, and quickly became a fixture on Aggrey Road. Her roasted plantain and fish were unrivaled, drawing a steady stream of customers. Among her regulars was Tony, a jovial and hardworking mechanic who worked at a nearby garage. Every lunch break, he would stroll over, his overalls stained with grease, to buy Boma's boli and fish. Though they started as casual acquaintances, Tony's humor and warmth gradually chipped away at Boma's reserved demeanor. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Tony and Boma's connection deepened. He admired her resilience and the way she seemed unbothered by life's challenges. She, in turn, was drawn to his honesty and the genuine kindness in his eyes. One afternoon, after finishing his meal, Tony lingered by Boma's stand longer than usual. "Boma, I don't just come here for your boli, you know," he said, scratching the back of his head. "I come here because of you." Boma's heart raced, but she masked her emotions with a soft smile. "Tony, you're not serious. You just like my fish too much." "I'm very serious," Tony replied. "I'd like to know you better, beyond this stand. Will you give me that chance?" Though hesitant, Boma agreed. What followed were weeks of late-night walks, heartfelt conversations, and shared dreams. Their love blossomed like a flower in the rainy season, and soon, Tony proposed. Boma said yes, her heart full of hope but shadowed by an unspoken truth she feared would one day surface. Life seemed perfect after their wedding. Tony's fortunes began to change dramatically. His small garage expanded into a bustling workshop, attracting high-profile clients. Many attributed his success to his hard work and determination, but Tony knew better. Boma, with her mysterious aura, seemed to bring him unparalleled luck. Whenever he faced challenges, her words of encouragement and subtle interventions paved the way for solutions. It was as if the universe bent to her will. Unbeknownst to Tony, Boma's true nature as a daughter of the Seven Seas was at play. Her lineage endowed her with powers that subtly influenced the world around her. Though she had chosen to live among humans, the ocean's pull remained strong within her. Despite her efforts to keep her identity hidden, there were moments when her true self surfaced. On stormy nights, Tony would find her staring out the window, her eyes reflecting the turbulent waves of the sea. Once, during a crisis at the garage, Boma whispered an incantation under her breath, and a long-delayed shipment of spare parts miraculously arrived the next day. The locals, oblivious to the truth, often commented on Tony's good luck since marrying Boma. "That woman is your guardian angel," they would say. Tony, though proud, began to notice the peculiar coincidences surrounding his wife. As their lives flourished, Boma found joy in the simple things, decorating their small home, preparing meals for Tony, and attending to her stand on Aggrey Road. Yet, the sea's call grew louder with each passing day. She longed to share her truth with Tony, but fear of rejection held her back. For now, Boma decided to bury her secrets deep, hoping that love would be enough to anchor her to the world of men. But she knew the tides of destiny were relentless, and the waves of truth would eventually break upon the shores of her carefully built life. As Tony's wealth and status grew, so did his confidence. Unfortunately, it also bred a dangerous arrogance. He began spending nights away from home, entertaining other women and indulging in a lifestyle far removed from the humble man Boma had fallen in love with. At first, Boma tried to ignore the rumors. But one evening, when Tony stumbled home smelling of another woman's perfume, her suspicions were confirmed. "Tony," she said quietly, "is this how you repay my love?" "Don't start, Boma," Tony replied dismissively. "I'm providing for you. What more do you want?" Her heart broke, but she kept her composure. That night, she stared out the window, the sea calling to her more strongly than ever. She knew this wasn't the life she had envisioned, and the time was coming when she would have to make a choice. Despite her pain, Boma continued to care for their home and support Tony, though the warmth in their relationship had faded. Deep inside, she began to prepare herself for the storm that was inevitable. The next morning, Port Harcourt awoke to a strange phenomenon. The skies were dark, and a heavy mist rolled in from the sea, engulfing the city. At the center of it all was Boma, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light as she confronted Tony in their home. "Tony, you've taken my love for granted," she said, her voice echoing like crashing waves. "I am not just a boli seller. I am a daughter of the seven seas, and I will not be disrespected." Tony fell to his knees, trembling. "Boma, please. I didn't know." "Ignorance is no excuse," she replied. "You were a good man once, Tony. You loved me sincerely, and I gave you my heart. But you betrayed our love." With a wave of her hand, the waters answered her call. Though she spared Tony's life, she stripped him of his newfound wealth, leaving him a broken man and nothing but the clothes on his back. Mist lifted and the city returned to normal. Days turned into weeks, and Tony struggled to rebuild his life. Humbled and remorseful, he sought Boma's forgiveness. He returned to her stand on Aggrey Road, now a shadow of the man he once was. "Boma, I've learned my lesson," he said, tears streaming down his face. "I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging you for it." Boma looked at him, her heart torn. Despite everything, she still loved him. "Tony, love is not just about forgiveness. It's about trust, and you've broken that, but I give you a chance." With that, their journey toward healing began. Tony worked tirelessly to prove his sincerity, while Boma, though wary, allowed herself to hope. Together, they rebuilt their love, stronger and more enduring than before. Years later, Boma and Tony's story became a legend on Aggrey Road. Their stand became a symbol of resilience and love, drawing people from all over the city. Though Boma remained a daughter of the seven seas, she chose to stay with Tony, proving that even the mightiest forces of nature could be tamed by love. The two worked side by side, turning their small stand into a thriving restaurant known as Ocean of Love. It was a place where people came not just for the food but for the warmth and inspiration of their story. Boma, now a mother, often told her children tales of the ocean and its mysteries, ensuring they understood the legacy they carried. Meanwhile, Tony became a mentor to young men in the community, teaching them the values of humility and respect. Their love story, though tested by the waves of life, stood as a testament to the power of forgiveness, the strength of commitment, and the magic that happens when two hearts choose to rebuild together. Aggrey Road, once a simple street in Port Harcourt, became a destination for dreamers, lovers, and seekers of second chances. Moral lesson: love is not just about passion or attraction but also about trust, forgiveness, and mutual growth. It reminds us that humility and self-reflection are key to mending broken relationships and that true love endures even the harshest storms when nurtured with sincerity and effort. The end.